Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, a whole host of commentators for what is round 2 of the Apex Racing Academy development series. And we're at Twin Room Motegi, just doing a bit of an advanced race, ready for the weekend's fun on the official series. So, joined by Andrew Woodhouse, Conrad Venter, and Kev Noon. Hello, guys. Welcome.
Ooh.
Lights are about to go green. The joys of switching straight from the Renault series to the McLaren. The guys are away, got some good starts out there already. Looks like Ferenz around the outside. Oh, he's got a bit deep. That might take him into the grass. And the gravel manages to salvage that up. But yeah, Motegi. Oh, Andrew, you've raced this track a couple of times. I remember an IndyCar series that we raced together. It was a whole lot of fun, apart from the actual very start. But it's a tricky old track, isn't it?
It is a tricky old track. You've got to be careful around here, but a lot of slow corners. You've got to rely on traction, braking, and you've got to have some confidence as well. But Motegi, yeah, I think I got hit before the green flag in that IndyCar race, but we'll see what happens here as Julio Ornelas has taken the lead, and for the second week in a row, Conrad, he's hit the front.
Yeah, obviously I missed last week, but he caught me just as I jumped into the session. Giulio at the front, and yeah, he's got to follow close behind. We'll see how this one pans out. It should be interesting. It's a great track. I was just looking at the track map beforehand as well. Turns 1 and 2 and turns 6, 7, 8, my personal favourites.
Here comes Daniel Wensing down the hill, and Kev, that's probably the trickiest corner on the course at the bottom of that hill. Kev, is he gone?
No,
Alex?
it doesn't look like the mic's unfortunately picking him up now. We're trying to adjust some stuff. That's a bit unfortunate. Just what we didn't touch on the previous round was the championship points per se. But let's just take a very, very quick look, and it's it is leading the championship at the moment as well. Actually, you didn't you, Andrew? So I'm talking mistake Let's just quickly cover this. Wensing up the inside. It's not easy through the exit of turn 3.
He got good traction though, didn't he? Good straight line speed. These guys knocking spots off each other at the front. Alex, it may be a really tiny grid, but there's a lot. This is more action than you see in most of the races.
Yeah, it's close indeed. Yeah, Wensing 3rd in the championship at the moment as well. Istvan in 4th, Warmington 5th. Yours truly is in 6th. Well, joint 5th actually. And then a whole host of other drivers. The points are really close, obviously, after the first round, and that's just the way the point system works. 35 for a win, 34 for a second, 33, 32, 31, and so on. And of course,
did you jump in last week then?
I did the second race, so I thought I'd have a little play. I did it on full fuel, World Championship fuel, while the guys were on Class A. That made it quite interesting, and I couldn't get back to the front, that was for sure.
Might have to join you later on. We've got Renault action and we've got McLaren action, so we'll see that. Yeah, Ornelas again, second week in a row at the front. Conrad, what do you think of Motegi then?
It's a Marmite track, isn't it? It's one of those tracks you either love it or you hate it. It is a really difficult track, but I do really like it. It lends itself to overtaking and close racing, as we see at the front at the moment. And there's some, like I mentioned before, there's some epic corners around this track. So yeah, I think it's brilliant.
Definitely need a good setup here, though, Alex.
Setup very important around here. Hot track conditions really make it difficult. Let's just take a quick look at what the temperature is out there. The guys are loving it. It's 20 degrees, mostly cloudy.
Why didn't I get
makes
in?
a little mistake just to start giving the kiss of death with them loving the track out there right now. But nice cool track is what you want at Motegi to give you at least some grip back.
Ryan McCusker tried to get through there. So it's almost like Bahrain, Alex, I reckon, if you'd liken it in layout, possibly.
Yeah, thinking about it, actually, very much so. You know, it's as flat as Bahrain as well. There's no bumps to really worry about or anything. So
going to Bahrain, of course, next week for the F1. So what are we expecting here in terms of the strategy? Are we expecting any stops in this 42 lap race.
Well, it's a good question, actually, and I really don't know. I mean, the cool track, I would think you probably could do it on without pit stopping. But whether or not some of the guys will want to take a one-stop, I mean, you're never going to get track position, are you, on a one-stop? And it is hard to overtake here at Motegi. It was hard in any sort of high-powered car. But these Formula One McLaren MP4-30s are, you know, before you know it, you're already reaching the braking zone. So it is tough.
It's a tough beast to master, isn't it? Have we got Kev back yet?
Might have. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey. I think I'm overcompensated on the volume control.
I think he's cracked it.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you about Motegi though. What's your feelings on this course, and what are these drivers what's their main challenge going to be around here?
I think I agree with the comment earlier about being a bit Marmite. It's quite difficult to pick up, and I think it definitely takes driving style to master it. Very good on the brakes because it's a lot of 90-degree corners, and setup is a big key. Well, with it, you need a good around here to
Sorry, we just had a
cut back to the front two.
Yeah, two at the front is having a real ding dong.
Yeah, Daniel's looked quick all week in testing, I have to say as well. So
did he make a mistake there?
I think just trying to get a move done, you know, and set him back a little bit. So
it looked like he was trying to go around the outside, and it just didn't pay off. I think he backed out of it.
Yeah, Giulio had an off track at the exit of turn 12, and that gave David the chance to go for the overtake, but they went side by side through turns 13 and 14, and that's where he lost that little bit of time on Giulio at the front.
And of course,
he couldn't make that overtake stick.
And of course, Conrad, that means he won't get the DRS now.
Yeah, he's just 1.4 seconds behind, but David has shown really good pace. He's sitting on the fastest lap of the race at the moment with 27.2, so without a doubt, I'm sure he'll be able to close that gap, get back in there, and have another go at some point or another.
Alex, have you managed to work with any of these guys yet?
Yeah, we've done a fair bit of work actually, more so at Sebring, I have to say, because obviously we were there for the World Championship, and I would think Road America again next week will be able to pass over a lot more knowledge about the track than we have. But of course, we always do the Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday, and then there's Wednesday sessions as well. So yeah, we do track guides and analyse laps and all sorts for them, as well as help with setups and
McCuskers had a bit of a moment. He's had a spin. He's lost a couple of places, I think.
Is that at the bottom of the hill, was it, Kev?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, at the end of it.
McCusker drops down to 6th place, behind Clive Morrison now. It'll be interesting to see if he can make his way back up. I think we're going to have a good scrap, actually, Conrad, at the back of this field, because you've got in fact, Andreas Reinks just he must have had a spin as well, because he was only about a second behind, and I think he's made a bit of a hash to the last sector, because he wasn't that far behind Marcus Dressel.
Yeah, so he must have had a moment, but he's sort of on pace with Marcus and Andrew Curry just in front. They're running pretty close together. It's a long race, so I mean, if you're going to make any mistakes, get them done now, so you can it gives you an opportunity to catch back up and have a go at later on in the race as it comes to an end.
Can I just point out that Andrew, the start of last week, which was the Sebring round, was about 8 seconds a lap off pace, and stuck with it and hasn't let that get him down, and now he's half that time, so in just 2 weeks. So just show those people who are a little bit fearful of the McLaren. It is a beast. It is tough to drive, and sometimes when you jump in the sessions, you can be a bit demoralised by the times that people whack on out there, but after a few weeks you can get the pace, and you stick with it more, and I dare say we're going to see Andrew close that 4 seconds down to probably 2 by in the next couple of weeks, and the time after that will be a little bit harder to find, but I'm sure we'll see him up there towards the end of the season. How often, Andrew, do we see people develop as seasons go along?
Oh, and we were on about I can ramble on about it for ages, but yeah, we've seen people come in, and I think I repeated this last week. Guys who came into some of the old series we used to do, and they were legitimately quite useless. And they actually, by the end, you know, they were top 5, top 10 material. As Ferenc Kern, by the way, is getting very, very close to Yannick Van Broek now.
A contrast in... Sorry, Conrad, you go?
I'm sure this is something that's been touched upon before, as we talk about Andrew Curry. This is what the academy is all about. And I mean, speaking from personal experience, I've certainly benefited from the pro drivers and all their advice over the years. And it's just setting yourself little targets, and I mean, going from 8 seconds a lap down to 4 seconds is certainly that's a massive improvement.
Yeah, and I mean, I know, Alex, from what you were saying, really is, even for someone like me, I mean, I've driven Formula 1, off goes Marcus Dreschel, back on. I've driven Formula 1 cars in sims and in games for 20 years, and I find the McLaren very, very difficult. So if I find it difficult, imagine what people are going to do who don't have the experience in iRacing, for instance. So
yeah, indeed.
There you go.
Friend's really starting to get a bit between his teeth. Wants past Yannick if he can. It's where we're going to see how easy or tough it is to... Oh, Yannick goes a little bit wide. His exit's going to be massively compromised. Will Ren's just dart up the inside. He has a little look late on the brakes. Oh, they're side by side.
Around the outside.
Such a tricky corner that is.
You know what? I think he saw the car of Ferenc Kern, and I think he panicked. Or did he lose the rear slightly? It
wouldn't surprise me there. It's a tough corner, and the back does go round there. So
the back was starting to come round. It's actually a good save in the end, Kev.
Yeah, definitely avoided an incident. That's for sure.
I think
Clive
Morrison and Andrew Curry.
Morrison gets the move done. Curry gets the move done.
Here comes Morrison. Right to the inside. Doesn't need to be that far over, I don't think. And yeah, look at that compromised exit due to that bad line. But and he tried. He tried a cheeky move there. It's possible that, Alex, he can surprise someone in the corner like
Problems for our leader as well. Just recovering now. Let's go back and see what that was all about, because he's way down in 4th place now.
He's gone off. Has there been contact? No, is the answer. He just lost it.
I think it's going to be coming out of turns. He lost it going in, and once you.
And then he got lost, did he?
It looks like a little bit. He sort of superheated his tyre there, didn't he? Just lost it a little bit, and then expected to be able to give it some just like normal, and the car just bit him really. And
then he went
quickly.
the wrong way down the. He went down the escape road instead of just turning around. So yeah, that was an excursion from Ellis. We'll see if he can get back to the front. Where is he sat now? Then he's not. He's behind Van Broek and Kern, isn't he? So P4. Doesn't look like McCuskers making any headway either, Conrad, after his spin.
Yeah, like Alex said, if like the spin we just saw, if you superheat those tires, and it takes a little while to not only get back into your run, but to get the tire temperatures under control. So you'll pick up the pace again.
Dressel's gone. Sorry, Conrad. But Dreschel lost it coming out of that fast middle sector. Now that's his section. Very easy to do there, Alex.
Yeah, sorry, couldn't bring that up as the overlay just died at the time.
Down to last place is Dreschel now.
Is there a possibility that these with the cooler track temperatures, the drivers can push so much harder, and that they're just going to pick up a lot more wear on them? That cooler track temperatures does bring the pit stop into play.
Yeah,
I think it's the other way around. Actually, I think even though they're pushing the car that much harder, the temperature's still quite Jesus, Daniel gets a little bit out of shape going through the downhill right-hander. The tyres are more, it's the heat more than anything that causes the wear. So as long as the you can keep the temperature down, which the track surface has the biggest part of it, you're more likely to see a no stop in this race compared to what you would if it was, say, 44 degrees sort of track temp out there right now.
I do think maybe, Conrad, that the reason why maybe there's a few more mistakes here is because possibly they were able to push that hard. You can sometimes get suckered in by all the grip and overdrive the car.
I think that's the key issue. Got an interesting little battle starting to form back up. Clive Morrison wanting to get back past Andrew Curry here.
Very a bit wide there.
Oh, he's going to have a look into turn one, is he? He dived into the inside quite early, just a little bit too far back. Curry wasn't concerned by it, just took his normal line. Gets a good exit. Oh, Morrison just having a little lock up again going into 3. I mean, this track is it's probably one of the worst for front lock-in. Seems to be such a huge problem, and especially when you're tucked up behind someone as well, you just lose a little bit of extra downforce, so you just can't quite brake as aggressive as you want. So you kind of have to duck out of the dirty air.
Well, one thing I've noticed being a rookie in this car, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the moment you start playing with the little dials and you start using a little bit more battery power to give you that little extra boost when you need it, the brakes on these cars become a lot harder to manage, especially into these heavy braking zones as well.
Yeah, I certainly found like the rear end's a little bit more troublesome under braking, and you do have to get that brake bias just about right. You know, just that sweet spot for you as a driver jumping in, and the first thing you need to change of anyone's setup is the brakes, just so it suits you. Super important. So it's weird. You can obviously on qualifying you can turn the recovery system off, and you know that gives you that little bit more natural feeling sort of braking car. But of course, it's no good in the race. You've got to have that ERS regaining as much power as you possibly can get.
Since this is an academy race, Alex, I wonder if you could just, you know, obviously it's to help these guys as well with the driving techniques and things like that. I've noticed that, and I know this very well, and you know that I do this. Clive Morrison seems to be making very early turn-ins on nearly all the slow corners. And in Motegi especially, where exit is the most important thing. You can't be helping him round there.
No, I mean it's quite a common thing, and we've picked it up actually on the forum this week, and that was somebody else. That wasn't Clive. Somebody else that was doing exactly the same thing. And I think
you can carry the speed in, but
yeah, I think it was Zoran actually. Zoran was doing it in the and he posted a lap and said exactly the same thing, that you just drift, don't you, towards the middle of the corner a little bit early, and then you take your apex, and what you're actually doing is you're scrubbing a lot of you're having to scrub a lot more speed off because you're making the corner that much tighter, and like you say, the exits then just massively compromised. So, you know, pro tip really, just stick to the white line as absolutely long as you can.
Look, again you see there, look.
Yeah, same thing in turn one. Couldn't
It's
quite
fine
tell
on
from
some
that
corners.
angle.
Like turn one, it's not too bad there, but if he does it here as well, he's going to have a look though this time. In fact, he is going to go for it. Oh, well, he's done it.
Very late on the brakes. It was good.
It was good. I was certain he was going to collect Andrew Curry there, but
Curry saw him coming as well. So good special awareness from Andrew, not to block the move.
If we go on board with Curry, it might be quite interesting though, because Morrison, be able to just have a quick look and see what Morrison's doing here. But look, he's not. That one's fine, but then a lot of the slow stuff, he's just, like you say, Alex, he's leaving that white line very early. Compromising the
Andrew,
exit.
you've got a nice little battle going for fourth at the minute with Yannick and Julio. It's quite close. Half a second in it.
Yeah, a bit
Julio's
wide
just run a
there
little
as
wide
well.
there and cost himself a little time. He has got some damage though, so A little bit of front downforce on that.
Tell you what, Kev, we've had a good race really, considering we've only got 9 cars out there.
Definitely, mate. It's a couple of cars bunched together, making it exciting.
Yeah, Daniel's been pretty strong out front. Looking at the lap times that he's doing now that he's on his own as well. It would have been tough for Julio there to stay ahead. So.
Coming back to those driving lines that you were mentioning earlier, Andrew, we just have to look at the lines that Julio's taking to this latter part of the course to really emphasize the difference in.
Yeah.
Sorry, Julio's trying to go for the overtake down the straight, coming into the tight right hand. It doesn't quite get it done as he has a little wiggle, 2 wiggles,
couple of wiggles,
and manages to recover it.
Well, a whole lot of that.
Yeah, and that's where Alex.
Another one.
That's where, Alex, you say that, you make a little mistake, you try to get back on the power. And if you get back on the power too early, all that torque kicks in, and that's where you get in trouble.
That's it. Just huge, it's almost like you superheat the tyres. If you look at it in the sort of like the data, you can just see the temperature just spikes really quickly, even though it's a little speed, just a little slide. And these tyres are so sensitive to temperature.
Of course, you get all that data, don't you, through Motegi and things like that.
Yeah. They talk about obviously tyres and temperatures being so important in F1, but I think they have a larger window than what we do, because we don't really have a window. It's like every 0.1 of a degree hotter your tyre is, the less grip you're going to get on track. So if you jump 10 or 20 degrees all of a sudden just with a little wiggle, then there is a massive reduction in the amount of grip that you've got.
But of course, you have to balance that temperature with the speed, and that's where the skill is, I guess.
Sorry, guys. Andrew Curry has just dropped down the standings. It looks like he had a moment coming out of the last corner.
Yeah, 1:45 last lap. So
David Round
was going strong. Lost 15 seconds.
What happens?
Yeah, it just looks like he got on the power a little bit too early coming out of the last corner. Back and came around on him, then waited for all the other cars to come back through. He did quite well to avoid Dank slapping that wall he was heading for as he spun the car.
I don't mean this word in terms of him specifically, but it was just a pathetic little accident, wasn't it? And that's what happens when you heat the tyres up, and then the torque of this car just bites you. It just makes you look really stupid. And there's nothing he could have done really there out of the last corner.
It's so easy to do as well.
Yeah, he wasn't even on the power fully, Alex. I don't know if you noticed that.
I'm going to see if I can get back to it actually and have a look.
It was such a, it was a low-speed spin. I can only assume, Kevin, that he'd maybe gone in on the brakes, possibly too hot in the last couple of slow corners, and maybe just overheated the rears a little bit.
Yeah, definitely potential.
Here we go. Should be coming up now. Perhaps just trying to push a little bit too hard. Could see Clive getting away from him. Yeah, exactly that. Just hadn't got the steering unwound, and still pretty much sort of full lock. And he was patient. Let all the drivers get through.
Tough one as well when you're trying to rejoin like that. You don't want to overspin that. You want to spin that round again.
Exactly.
And then end up doing that. I've done that this week, and it's annoying. You lose a lot more time than you would ordinarily have had. As Ornelas catching Yannick Van Broek here.
Yeah, and it looks like Forenza had a little problem there as well. So yeah, Kern with a 1:29.135 last lap. So Yannick closed in a couple of seconds. Well, okay, 1.3 seconds.
Kern had a little off track. He did not play, but he was fully sideways going through the corner and just let it run off into the grass and round.
I'm not sure we've ever had 4 commentators, lads, actually, either.
I don't think so.
And this is the first time. I think it's gone okay so far. So there we are. On the last then, so just looked, and he did look at Sebring, Alex. So obviously, we covered that one last week. He did look just a little scruffy in places, I think, in terms of when he begins to push, it just looks a little ragged.
Yeah, I think you're right there, and we caught him in the official series as well, didn't we? And
Yep.
you know, he picked up a bit of damage at the start, but you're
He
right.
got sandwiched in that big incident, didn't he?
But he just, like you say, he lost a little bit of pace, but still had enough pace to sort of get a top 5 quite comfortably. But just, like you say, just got a bit ragged, didn't he? Just, pushing a little bit too hard and just kept losing places. And he's going back and forth on Yannick at the moment, sort of dropping back to about 1.1 seconds and then closing it back up again. And
again, we really do have to point out, it's that when you said about unwinding the steering as well, just there, and in this McLaren, Alex, it may be the most important car to do that out of any of the cars ever in the history of iRacing, because even the Williams, yes, you had to unwind the steering carefully, but not as early as this one in order to just reduce that wheel spin.
hugely important, to be honest. I don't think some cars doesn't matter too much. They will just sort of drive out, push wide. But this car will loop, and you can literally drive it out of the corner on the accelerator pedal if you want, with the rotation that it got. Just once you get completely comfortable with the car, so kind of reminds me of the old IndyCar to that sense as well, where you.
Is that what you tend to do in a lot of the races? Then does that tend to be your go-to driving style, just using the accelerator to?
I try not to, because obviously you heat the tyre a little bit too much.
Oh, speaking of heating the tyres, there goes Yannick van Broek.
Just caught the inside curb, and that's what just sort of spun him more than anything. So he's going to pit straight away, get himself a fresh set of tyres, I think.
He may have actually caught some grass, and I think there's a little dip between the curb and the grass. I think he caught that, and the rear came round, and that was it. So easy to make silly mistakes like that, Conrad, when you're in the middle of a long race, especially in a car like this.
Yeah, we saw it all the way through season 1 as well, and a lot of the time I was thinking it's just people getting used to the car, but it really is. It's such a difficult car to drive, and it's such an easy little mistake to make.
I take my hat off, Kev, to these guys. I must admit, these guys showing good skill in this McLaren, and even though a couple of little mistakes here and there, it's definitely, definitely showing well out there.
Yeah, it's a tough car to drive, and for the length of time you're driving it, it's a point that I've just noticed that Yannick only took front tyres as well. So
McCuskers had a spin. Sorry, Kev.
Right.
Don't know if you can catch that one, Alex, but he's under pressure from Van Broek, who's recovering now. Van Broek's going to go straight through, in fact.
Yeah, let's just jump it back and take a look.
We just lost enough time. I wonder if Van Broek had another spin, actually, because...
Slow pit stop for Yannick as well, so I wonder actually if he had front wing damage, and that's why it looked like it only took front tyres, because it just jacked up a little bit higher on the front.
Well, fellas, we've got a couple of guys in the pits.
Yeah, Daniel Wensing's been in. Now out again. Ornelas is in. So it's not quite half distance, but they are going for the undercut here. So,
yeah.
Alex, what's the undercut like here at Motegi? Is it effective?
Definitely. I mean, this is why the guys are jumping in now, really.
Van Broek's wide again, almost off the course. Sorry.
You got to do it.
What would it give you in terms of time here?
Well, halfway of this sort of fuel level, I think you're looking at somewhere between about 7/10 of a second a lap, maybe up to a second.
It's definitely worth coming in just slightly before half distance, just to make that. Is that right?
That's it, exactly that. Just use that. The tyres will last a little bit longer in the second half because of the lighter fuel loads as well. So that's why they tend to prop in just a little bit earlier. So keep an eye on what Wensing does as well, because his fastest time before the pit stop was a 1:26.775. So very quick indeed. And we'll have to see what he does.
Indeed, indeed.
And I wonder if Renz will go in or not. So last week in the
he's coming in.
Yeah, well, there we go. That's ruined that one.
Picky little pit lane entry here.
Very.
Actually.
And in the World Championship, we
very
get
slow.
absolutely murdered if we hit one of those or go through those cones that are on there as well. So that's basically a drive-through penalty, I think, like the next race or something like that. That
Wow.
they give us for hitting them. So we're not allowed to abuse that pit lane at all.
The split exit is going to be very tight for Kern. He was 24 seconds ahead of third place.
Here comes Ornelas. And he's done it. Ferenc Kern.
Of course, you got one lap fresher tyres, 2 laps, I think.
Yes, I think so.
Oh no,
he's
only
in a
one
good
lap.
position now,
Only
isn't
one
he?
lap, sorry, because yeah, Julio's last lap was 1:30.1, so that's an out lap, isn't it? So
He's in a decent spot right now, though, isn't he?
I'd be happy with that. I have to say, P2 is going to close the gap on Julio for the championship as well, and you know, Daniel will be looking at it the same. I mean, just quickly bring the points up to sort of see where they are. So see, Winston's only a point behind, so this will effectively put him 1 point ahead. But of course, it's all what happens in the second race tonight as well. So, and Kern really needs a great race here. 28 points, so he had a bit of a disaster last week, it's fair to say, and this will get him right up in and around the top end of the table. See Ben Hackerson in the chat as well. Ben, why are you not racing? This is the thing.
Come on, dude. Why you no race?
Motegi is a tough track though, and definitely some people have sort of said that, you know, they're going to learn this week more than anything. And
No, you don't learn better than by racing, I have to say. No, it's true.
it's true. No, it is true. Having to sit there and do 42 laps straight makes all the difference. You pick up so much time doing race laps because, you know, you can just constantly identify where you're improving. You can just go, oh, that was better,
And the thing is as well, mate, you know, I know it takes a bit of discipline, I know it takes a bit of willpower, but sit there and force yourself to do those laps, you know, even if it's not going well for you. Make sure you get to the end because you will benefit from it, even if it's pretty bad. You'll do better next time, that's for sure.
We're going to have a race off pit lane here for between 7th, 8th and 9th. They're all three of them in the pits and they're pretty close together as well.
Pit party! Oh, look at that's surely he's not in his garage there, Andrew Curry.
No, he missed it. He's had to creep forward. Look,
He was
side by
to the side though. He was well to the side there.
Side by side for Andres and Marcus, and I think it's Marcus that comes out with it just.
Andres
Marcus
was a bit
actually
slow
managed
on the...
to, sorry Andrew, to gain
right.
the spot in that pit stop.
He was a bit slow on the old limiter, was Andreas, wasn't he, that time? He lost a fair bit of time just by not getting on the button quick enough.
Yeah, I think he sort of went to the right of where the actual pit lane was, and that's an easy mistake to make. I've done it as well, and I was very cautious coming into the pits. But I think Marcus just managed to hit his mark better and get away a little bit quicker.
I think some of these pit lanes are quite wide, but I don't think this is one of them really at the exit. As Wensing continues on his way, 16.2 seconds, Alex.
And Morrison's in as well, and that lap was 26.8. So it's not a great deal faster. The previous lap before that, 26.5. So he is quicker, but not a huge amount. I mean, I was thinking it was going to be 7/10 of a second. Maybe that was just an awesome lap that he put in, that 26.7 was it before he pitted?
Oh, 26.5 he did. Before he pitted. Wensing are we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at lap 17 he did a 26.5 and then he pitted, came out and did a 26.4, so really...
Yeah. Not a lot of difference in it at all.
But again, it's about that longevity of tyre, isn't it, at this point?
Yeah.
Kev, you seen anything interesting out there?
No, just watching the league guys coming through the traffic and just seeing how they deal with that. But, guys at the back are making it fairly easy for them, but
I think the
seems
old
to
nine.
have calmed down a little bit. There seems to be, with the exception of Kern and Julio in second, there's a bit of a gap between all the cars now. So
I think the old 9-car field, Kev, has helped them a little bit because they don't have to negotiate sort of constant traffic. There's a bit here for Wensing. That is Clive Morrison, who did Morrison have a slow pit there, Alex?
4.8 seconds, so not that slow.
Really?
I mean, everybody else has sort of been around 4 seconds as well, so it's pretty consistent. Quickest one was Julio with 4.1. Slowest was 5.8, which was Andreas, and that's why he lost that place because Marcus was 4.6, so 1.2 seconds gained in the pits.
What was the stop of Curry then, considering he was well over in the garage to the right hand side?
4.8, so not too bad at all.
Not bad. Out comes Morrison. We've been in the pits. Comes out just behind our leader there.
He actually moved over just on the straight, just to let him go. So
Okay.
deceive you.
Yes.
everyone's been very well behaved.
Well, I think this is
It's
the
unusual, isn't it?
this is the beauty of what we're doing, because while it is a race and there is a championship and they're up for grabs, is they're all working together. Throughout the week, they're all in test sessions, sharing setups, tips and advice, and we're jumping in there and helping out as well, and on the forums, and everyone's sort of really helping out each other. So there's a lot of respect out there for everybody, and it makes the racing all the better as well, because I don't think anyone's going to go for any rash moves and and the back markers and things like that. More than happy just to move out the way and let the quick guys go. So it's definitely a different twist to a league, and I think once everybody sort of finds their feet and we can sort of build the numbers back up and things like that, get them in there, it'll
Good
be
for learning,
interesting.
isn't it? I mean, even from my experience of racing in the BSRTC, I was following top quick guys. More happy to sit behind them and figure out where they were quicker than trying to overtake them.
Yep. You get
I up as a driver, and then you find yourself able to drive the laps that they're driving just from learning their lines. Going back to the last race, we've taken different lines through different corners that you might not think of.
Well, that's who's that off? I think it's Andreas Ranks again.
Yeah, I think he was just moving out the way, wasn't he, again?
Wide at the last corner, I know that, but yeah, he may have been making way. Marcus Dressler about to get lapped by his teammate. Ferenc Kern on the warpath here.
I don't know if anybody missed the race that Friends did in the... I'm not sure which league it was, but it was the German broadcast team that do it as well, and it was a fantastic race. He decided to pit and do a two-stopper, and managed to close back up to I think it was about 0.2 or 0.3 seconds as they come across the line on the final lap. So that was we'll have to keep an eye on how he does on that other league as well.
Been doing well here, though, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be happy with P2. He had his little moment earlier on. Of course, he'll want to. He would have preferred first. That's for sure. Because, but he's still closed up on a lot of people in the points. So second place, 34 points is always very useful.
Considering that he was only fourth fastest in practice, and his qualifying time was only sort of a second slower than Wensing's one, he's done pretty well in the race so far. I mean, he's been doing very high 26s. Mid 27. You know what? He did gain the 7/10 of a second, Alex. So I wonder if just Wensing was just driving so well before the pit stop that maybe it just didn't give him the time gain that you would think.
Yeah, maybe.
He may have just driven those old tyres to the limit. But it has given Ferenc Kern the 7/10 of a second. What's it done for everybody else? Ornelas, it's given him roughly half a second, I think. Van Broek is half a second. Yeah, everybody's sort of gained some time, I think, here. McCusker hasn't really. He's having a bit of a scruffy race, I'll be honest. But Morrison's definitely gained some time. He's in the 28s now, Clive. You know, actually, that's really good. He was in the 30s at the start of the race, Alex, and 28.8 that time for Clive.
Yeah, nice.
Is he struggling for experience as well? Is he quite new to the car and to iRacing, or because it seems like he's picked up a lot of time very quickly there?
Well, I think he has been dabbling in it for a little while, and he's doing both the Formula Renault and the MP4 this season as well in the academy. So he took a lot on. Never easy to learn 2 cars at once, that's for sure. But yeah, like you say, finding time quickly, and that just emphasises our point that actually a race is sometimes the best thing to use to learn. You know?
Yeah. And I wonder if he's just, if he's thought a little about his lines as well, and maybe he is turning in slightly later, and it looks like he is a little bit, and I think that always helps. I mean, I know once you told me that, it's funny, I had the same problem, and you told me about, turn in later, slow in, fast out. It sounds really stupid, but, that is the fastest way around.
Yeah, I wonder if perhaps somebody's, just having a little whisper in his ear, or when we said about it on the broadcast, and he's just made a point to do that, because you're right, lap times have picked up quite considerably. Seems to be in a much better flow than he was earlier on. Although he drifted in just a little bit there. Sorry, Conrad.
Races like this is a perfect opportunity to try out stuff like that and to test things. I remember, it seems like donkey's years ago now, when we ran the GP260 in the Star Mazda, and it was the same thing. Races like this gives you the opportunity to. It's an event where you can try new things and get familiar with the car and the track, and not worry about losing safety rating and iRating and that kind of thing. And that's maybe a perfect example of how beneficial these races can be with Clive Morrison.
Yeah, I don't know if we can go on board with him, Alex, to see how he's getting on, but definitely seems to have later turn-ins and nice late apexes. You need those late apexes here in Motegi.
There's a lot actually that you have to use. Not this left-hander here. So yeah, I mean, we'll analyse the lap. Hopefully, Clive will watch this back. There was a whole other track to the right that he could use there, and just drifting in a little early again. So he's still doing it, but not quite as bad as what he was earlier on. So
it just gives you that wide exit, doesn't it? Which isn't the optimum.
You just can't get the power down to its full potential. So. You want to sort of, what you want to do is you want to drift actually more towards the white line than the outside. That's what you want to do. So start with your tyres just a foot or so off of the white line, so you don't lock up or anything like that, and then drift over to the curb and towards the grass. So yeah, just goes in a little bit too early. And if he can just keep those outside tyres just right on the white line, and then turn in, to hit the apex, not a drift in. So,
because you gain really good speed going into the corner, but especially like this one's not too bad. Like I said, the bottom of that hill's okay because you can, it's kind of an early apex corner really, because it opens up. But it's the ones at the end of the lap really that are the ones where you really need to have that late apex and not be running, because you run out of space, don't you, on the exit really?
You do, and this is where the delta bar can be quite deceiving, because when you run into the corner and you're drifting in, that green bar will light up and be like, woohoo, and it looks great, and you think, oh yeah, I've gained so much time doing that. But actually, what you lose is on the exit. Of course, if you're only racing yourself, doing your own times, doing that, then that's it really does suck you into wanting to do that line more and more because you think that's where you're improving.
Nice line through the final. Well, it's a nice line through the final corner. Is he getting out of the way for a leader there?
Yeah, he is. So, you know, as we talked about on one of our streams, Andrew, really, you know, using iSpeed is so important, or any other telemetry program. I know we talk about iSpeed; it's free. There's lots of people who use it. There's an online data package that you could, you know, sort of data mart that you can compare other people's times. So, and really focus on the lines, and just make sure you're just not drifting in, and where exactly they're turning in, and how much steering lock they're using. And
Makes a difference.
Julio just locks up and
Alex Wensing had a bit of a spin. He's just lost nearly 10 seconds to turn. Lost it. Coming off, just getting on the power a little bit too early, I think.
Where was
a
that?
lap ago, I think we missed that on the stream.
just have a quick look on replay. You said about a lap ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there
lap
is.
30. Yeah, he's just lost about 10 seconds to.
There's one of the slow cons at the back of the course, I think.
Yeah.
Back a bit more. Might not have gone back enough.
That's where you should butt in quicker, Kev. Just cut across
I
us,
literally
mate.
just noticed at the time because they came across the line and it refreshed, and I was like, "Oh, where's the timer?" So
Where's he
do that
gone?
back.
Continues to lead. Only by 11 now, yes. So Ferenc Kern lapping well, 26.4. In fact, 26.2 for Wensing, 26.4 for Kern, 26.3 for Julio Ornelas.
Still don't think I'm back enough. I still haven't seen this. I might have gone back too far. But try one more time. See if we can pick it up.
But halfway around, about a lap and a half ago.
Lap 30, about halfway around the lap.
Ah, there we go. Just caught it. Yeah, through the tricky left-hander, all that camber that wants to rotate the rear, and it just looks like just perhaps a little bit too much gas on the exit before the car was completely settled. But yeah, no major issues. I mean, we will have to be careful for a couple of laps because we'll heat the tyres up. But looking at that, he did a 126.2 the lap straight after that. So still happy and still pushing.
Once again, Alex, as we saw last week, Andrew Curry's lapping well in the late going. He's got into the 29s. Actually,
Nice.
and that was from being camped in the mid 30s, well, the low 30s really, and so the low 31s and the high 30s earlier on. So that's good.
Yeah, I wonder if we should do the same for Andrews. We did 5 really, just spend a lap on board with him. He's just coming out from underneath the bridge, just watch his lines. So through that tricky left-right high speed, you've got to use the camera a little bit more on the left-hand side, and then use the curb on the right just to turn in, just a little bit shy of using the curb, but good apex though still, and tracks out nicely. So great line through there.
Right, Clive Morris has just had a little trip to the gravel as well and a little half spin just on the end of the last lap. Almost time.
We can.
Yeah.
Which corner, Clive? Clive?
Last lap, I think. The last corner, I think.
Last corner of the last lap.
Yeah, he'll be on lap 31.
Oh yeah, okay. Second, it's the last corner of the sort of the middle sector, Alex, before you go on that long straight down the hill.
They'll break himself a little bit and ended up in the gravel.
Big trip to the gravel, stones flying everywhere.
Oh yeah, just seeing the aftermath of it now, really. Oh, and then just there's no grip on the grass. You hit that gas pedal. Kicks the rear end out, but he's away.
What I suggest, I don't know if you like to do the same. I think. What about a lap with the leader, mate?
Yes, do that. Exactly that.
You can take us through Twin Ring Motegi at F1 speed.
Okay, as we come across start-finish line as well, into turn 1, down to 4th, a late shift down into 3rd just to help the car rotate, back up to 4th, get on the power, use that power just to help rotate the car around. Daniel does exactly that. Heavy braking, 70 board just before into turn 3. This corner, exit of turn 4 is so tricky, and yeah, Daniel does a great job there. Again, looking for just before the traffic light to brake on the left for turn number 5. Again, you've got to be careful not to get on the power too early there, as the back end will kick out, but great job from Dan. Fast left and right, you want to catch that inside curve, perfect there. That bit of extra camber just helps you pull round on the power nice and early. Look for the board on the right, use the curbing on the left, on the right. on the right, then the left, then the right again, as Dan does exactly that. So textbook lines at the moment. Late apex into the tightest corner on the circuit.
Lovely.
Again, just using every single bit of curb in there. So it's definitely an exhibition of the perfect racing line so far. And again, just you can see he's drifting more to the left. He's not drifting in, he's drifting outwards over the curb. So gets his braking done through this tricky last sector. So many different lines you can take through there. Daniel does exactly my line in the middle of the track, and then gets in the left and then the right. And that's a great lap actually. Awesome lines. So it looks very comfortable out there.
Only 2/10 off his best. One thing I definitely noticed there, Alex, was very good lines in the slow corners, and that's really that's why he's winning the race here at Twin Ring Motegi, because that's the key around this course.
Indeed. I mean, it's
stating the obvious, but that's true.
Battle for second place is starting to hot up again. 1.5 seconds. Gurn's going to come under a little bit of pressure with 8 laps to go. And I just want to say hello to Marcelo as well. He's just jumped in on the stream. He's going to be racing the next race as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. I won't be in that this week one, unfortunately.
Oh, boo.
I'm in the middle of editing the JCL build, so video that I've done, so bit of a time-lapse thing, me running around.
When we're going to expect that one then?
I might be able to get it up tonight. I want to do a review part to it as well, so hopefully if it doesn't go up tonight, it'll go up tomorrow.
Look forward to that. That's for the Apex Racing Sim part, isn't it?
Will be moving forward. Nothing announced on that as of yet. But yeah. So really, it's just to sort of promote what JCL are doing.
Thanks to them as well for their continued support, and for all our sponsors as well here at Apex Racing UK and Apex Racing TV. Conrad, now Julio Ornelas is getting very close to Ferenc Kern, so where's most likely to be a move in your opinion here?
Well, I think from what we've seen so far, turn 1 is a spot even into turn 3 where Julio is going through now, and then down in the braking zone towards turn 12 after the back straight. I think those are the main spots that you're looking at, but you really do need to be close enough. I mean, going for late lunges, especially in this car, is not really very beneficial.
No. You can overheat your tyres as well doing that, and the brakes, and make yourself also look a bit daft in the process. Kev, is there anything going on with the guys who were one lap down? Because I knew quite a few of them were quite close together at one point.
Not at the moment, I don't think. I think they've all seemed to have just separated again a little bit, but fairly quiet. Definitely fairly quiet. They're all being, like I said, very well behaved and just keeping out of the way of the leaders, I think, which is allowing them to have a good battle, especially Kern and Julio.
They've
come across a...
Sorry, go on.
Well, Clive Morris is catching up to Van Broek, actually, now looking at it, so... yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's actually a lap behind Van Broek, so...
Oh yes, so he is, sorry.
No, that's good driving from Clive to get up there. I don't know if Van Broek's actually got past him on... Ben Hackerson's just joined the race for some testing, I think, as well. In a very striking liveried car. 35 laps down then?
Come on, Ben, you can do it.
No biggie.
Get a move on. Pedal to the metal.
Now, whereabouts is he going to get is Ornelas going to get the benefit of the slipstream, Alex? Can you get that from outside DRS range, or?
No, it's about the pick up slipstream about 0.4 of a second back, so you have to be right underneath the wing, so get any real advantage. So yeah, you don't really feel it until you're about to make a move, really.
That explains the DRS trains.
That's it, exactly.
I guess.
Oh, do you expect that to change a little bit once we see this patch run for season 2?
You want an honest answer?
I'm guessing that's a no then.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to change anything at all.
That might be a soon on that one.
Maybe on patch 3.
Yes. DRS not quite enabled for Julio O'Neill as soon as we as we've got 5 laps to go here. I'll sort that out in a minute. I'll speak English in a minute. 42 lap race. We're on lap 38 here at the Twin Ring Motegi in Japan. Andrew Woodhouse, Kevin Noon, Alex Simpson, and Conrad Venter with you. A whole slew of commentators here.
I'll tell you what.
Ipswich Racing TV.
I'll tell you what. I'll come back to that point. Actually, I'll tell you what. Patch 2 will make a big difference too, and that is this, like what we're about to have now with a one-on-one battle. The DRS the ERS is going to be much less effective. You're going to run out very quickly, and the DRS is going to be much more effective. So when you're the person at the front, you are going to be far, far more vulnerable to attack than you were at the moment. It is quite easy
in Formula 1 at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. It is quite easy to defend now. We do have a lot of ERS power, and you seem to gain more of an advantage from ERS than we do DRS. So that will break it up a little bit. But as far as the actual trains go, when you'll say third or fourth person back, you're just going to be deploying what you're going to be deploying, and it's just going to be the same as everybody else. So that, unfortunately, is not going to change. But if you have somebody who is slow, who's using ERS to stay in front, now they will drop back because they will be obviously the lead car in that pack constantly. Because as soon as somebody overtakes them, they'll pull away. So that might stop some of that's going on.
I suppose from iRacing's point of view, it's sort of finding a balance between the amount of ERS power that you're getting and then.
Oh, Ferrans makes a mistake. He's going to come under massive amounts of pressure now. 4 laps remaining.
Julio not quite close enough to have a look.
DRS obviously down the back straight into the tight right-hander, so.
Or down the hill.
Yeah, it needs to stay within the 4/10, half a second really to make a move work.
Oh, he's just gone a bit wide again. That's another example of just.
Yeah. Oh, Friends goes a little wide as well, just getting on the power a bit heavy, so bit of a scrappy lap from both of them.
Kern's going to have to defend with all his might now, Kev.
Have to get a good run out there. He's got a decent one out the corner, so I think he should be alright.
Yeah, he has. And DRS.
Maybe enough.
How effective is DRS here?
Powerful as well.
Gained a tenth
only
of a
about
second.
5 kilometres of an hour there, Alex.
Yeah, gained a tenth of a second, and I think this is what everybody's saying really is that the the guys there are both fully on the ERS button. Friends defending and Julio trying to get by, and of course that just negates everything. So like I say, on the one-on-ones, it's definitely going to make a difference.
Kern nearly threw it off the road there in the final corner. Got a twitch on as a couple of wheels ended up on the grass.
I think this is a case of who's going to crack under the pressure. I think.
Yeah, P2
a clean lap in this lap, and I think they'll. Kern looks like he's just pulling away again a little bit.
Yeah, P2 at stake, Kev, and always one that you want to get. But it looks like Ferenc Kern has just got that more consistency, Alex. I think over Julio.
Yeah, and he's also got the added advantage that he's not getting any dirty air as well. So, through that section that we've just gone through there, the dirty air really does come into effect, and that's when you need to be as close as possible. Or is that Ben just moving out of the way? I think it is. Yeah,
someone
Ben.
was just having a little spin in front, I think.
Was that a spin? Did you say?
I think it was Hackerson, wasn't it? Was he just moving out of the way, or did he have a little moment as well?
It was Curry, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, Curry's been in the wall.
Oh, Curry's been in the wall.
Curry's coming through that corner and just ended up in the wall on the inside of the corner.
We cursed him earlier on
Just
by
a
saying how
little
much
ego on the power.
So he was recovering from a crash. It was only a very slight tap of the wall there, but.
And Julio's made a mistake as well, so I think that battle is pretty much done. No chance now. He's 4.9 seconds back, so let's just take a replay back and see exactly what happened there.
Oh, he's been in the wall as well, has he?
Is that coming down?
At the bottom of the hill, mate. It's coming under the bridge.
Oh, it was on the oh yeah, we can't quite see. We can see the aftermath. He is in the wall. and that is it just got on the gravel, just went 2 inches too wide on that corner there, and all of the loads on the left rear tyre there, and as soon as he hit the gravel, that's it, just spun up and straight into the wall.
And somebody's been speaking to Clark Morrison once again. He's just done his best lap of the race. He's into the 127s.
Nice.
Into the
Just when he's in
27s. 27.999.
So that's fast.
It's only 1.5 off the leading pace.
Yeah, awesome.
He qualified 2.8 off the leading pace.
I tell you what, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters on that lap time is the 1 minute 27. That 0.999 will mean nothing to him.
No, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, he'll see the 26s and then 27s and go, right,
He's
that's
gone
1
off
second.
now, so he must be listening to us. Went off the track a little bit there. Daniel Wensing then on the final lap. 42 or 42 here in Japan. Let's see then if he can complete a victory, which has been very, very good. Been pretty dominant, it has to be said. He's 20 seconds in front, just past the hour mark here on Apex Racing TV. Just the last couple of sectors to go.
He looked like he had the pace on Julio earlier on as well, didn't he? He was right on his tail, and I think that's really where the mistake came from.
If it wasn't for a mistake, I think, from Wensing, he would have been in the lead much earlier than that. Was he going to stay behind there? I think he just may stay behind here. And give Andreas Reitz an extra lap.
Nope.
No, he pulls off. So Wensing down the back straight. Heading down into the downhill. Right-hander on the racetrack then. Oh. To this last sector.
Kern slowing.
Is he out of gas? Not out of fuel, is he?
He must be, because
That'd be bloody stupid.
Oh, it's spilling over.
He's lost second place. Oh,
did he run out last week? Someone ran out last week as well.
Might have been.
I don't know who it was. Wensing is through and he's going to win the race. He has won the race. Ferenc Kern. It's a good job it's downhill actually. He might make it.
No, it's uphill though, isn't it? Coming out of the final corner. The only hope he's got is going into the pit lane and rolling up that pit lane that way. Julio takes second. He'll be happy with that. He hasn't lost too many points at all. Oh, and Ferenc is chugging away. 6.5 seconds he's got on Yannick. I don't think
Yannick's coming.
He's got to be in the pit lane. Go through the pit lane. Go through the pit lane.
Lock him.
Lock
him.
No.
You got to try and lock him at least.
He's not going to make the hill.
Get to the line. I think he'll make it. 50 miles an hour, 50 kilometers an hour.
Push the button. There's plenty of power there.
You still got Morrison and Dreschel to cross the line. Well, Dreschel still to cross the line. You can give him a little push, surely.
Get out and push.
Is he over?
No, it's the next line.
The next line.
Oh, come on, put the clutch in. Weave. Enjoy the skateboard. Hey, there we go.
219.5. He still finished 4th, mind you.
Well, at least he knows that he's got to take an
lost
extra kilo of fuel, doesn't he, for the races on the weekend? So better to do it now.
Yeah, he was enough to type on that last lap. 63 was not enough as he was going round. So there we go. 66 is the magic number. Well, we thought that they put 66 in for a reason, don't they?
Yep.
We have to say that. But,
one of the few tracks where they're actually getting close to the limit, of the amount of fuel they can take. We still haven't come across a track yet where we actually have to fuel save. So, quite looking forward to when that happens. I hope we do find one.
Maybe they just need to bring the limit down a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Just in case. I mean, why not? It will make the races more fun, I think. Let's go through the finishing order then. Daniel Wensing won the race by 22.2 seconds from Julio Ornelas in the end. Yannick Van Broek got on a podium after all that in P3. Ferenc Kern limped home in 4th. Ryan McCusker 5th. 6th Clive Morrison. 7th Marcus Dressel. Andreas Reitz was 8th. Andrew Curry was 9th. And I suppose Ben Hackerson, we can count him as 10th.
Yeah, another interesting little race. I think start very close as well, and it's spread out a little bit. I think as we expected somewhat. And yeah, hopefully the guys will pick up and learn a bunch out of that. Watch this back as well. Take our feedback on board.
It was a very good race considering there were only 9 people in it. Oh, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was better than some of the races we've had. I hate to say it, cough cough in the World Championship. So, so there we go. There was a lot of action, a lot of incident. Conrad, I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it sort of gives me a little idea of what's to come on Sunday as well when we cover the String to Field race. And yeah, it was enjoyable to watch. It was enjoyable to sort of talk about the stuff that's going on in the academy as well. It's really good.
All right, and Kev, thank you for joining us as well tonight, mate.
No problem. It's been good racing, good battle.
And we'll get your mic sorted for next week as well. Alex, thanks, mate, again for inviting us all here.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks, guys, for jumping in. You know, this is a little something different that we're doing. You know, and you know, it's great that that we're able to do it, and you know that iRacing don't mind throwing these up on iRacing Live as well.
Yeah, that's it. And so that's pretty much all we've got time for then. So from all of us here, from Andrew Woodhouse, from Alex Simpson, from Conrad Venter and Kevin Noon, this has been the Apex Racing Academy, McLaren MP4-30 League from the Twin Ring Motegi here on iRacing Live. We'll see you we'll see you tomorrow, will we, Alex, actually?
We will indeed. Tomorrow is... What have we got going on tomorrow?
Have we got European stock cars out?
No, actually, it's we've got Sim Racers Asia that's back as well. So first round of that. So that's at 1 o'clock UK time, or GMT.
Excellent.
And then there is Conrad. You've got the BSR World, the Kia World Series as well on Saturday night. I think that's at 7:50 or 8 o'clock. Is it? GMT again.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there. And my first go on that. So that's going to be a baptism of fire.
Who are you joined by for that, Conrad?
As long as this crashes, I'm good.
Who's going to be joining Conrad in the box, Alex, for that one? Do you know?
It's Sam's on cameras, and Jake is co-commentating with him as well. So Jake obviously did round 2 of the World Championship Series as well. So Jake's very there.
And then on Sunday we've got the...
Well, actually, we've still got another one on Saturday as well. At 9 o'clock, it's the 2K GT World Championship as well, or World Cup, sorry.
Yep.
So yeah,
that's similar to the Skippy one?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a return to the 2K series back on Apex Racing TV, obviously where it all started many times. Obviously,
that's
they got
2,000 iRating, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Just for anyone who doesn't know.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of different. They've got a lot of different series going on now. Of course, they've still got the Skippy one, which is on RaceSpot, along with the Formula Renault, and now they're doing the GT one as well, which we've picked up. So, and then Sunday, of course, we've got the official Grand Prix series as well on at midday GMT again, and then there's the Kia Club series on. I think that's 7:50 as well, isn't it? Where is that this week, Andrew?
I believe that is at Spa-Francorchamps.
Spa. Well, that'll be a great one as well.
So that should be fun for us, and it's going to be a test for dial-up motorsport. But yeah, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll get there.
Awesome. All right, thanks everybody again. We'll for tuning in. It's been a fair few people that jumped over from stream to stream. We literally arrived right on the time. But yep, tune in tomorrow. Got an interesting day. Thank you all.